Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. This is Culture Talk Live, and we're live with me, Kevin Bryant, and we got the infamous Mr. Will Roundtree. I'm not even gonna give you a long introduction because I know everybody want to come up here and they want to see how we can make money, I guess, or how about just live wealthy and all that stuff. So let's give a round of applause for Mr. Will Roundtree. It's only me right here, but how you doing, sir?
Oh man, I'm blessed. Thank you for having me on here today.
That's what's up. We appreciate you. We need people like you, and we want to give everybody some good old pointers that that we know we need. So
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy as a crap. So let's go with it.
No doubt.
So tell us. I know there's a slogan that comes with you. I think it has something to do with homeless to what was that it was called? Homeless to millionaire, I think it was, right?
Yeah. This
Homeless
is
to millionaire. That's an interesting title to have. So how do you feel about that? Is that really how it was?
Yeah, man. I moved to Las Vegas from Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 2005. Just with $1 and a dream. I actually borrowed $500 from a mentor of mine. Came out here with a bag of clothes, not a suitcase. It was like a Glad hefty bag. I couldn't even afford a suitcase. Moved to Las Vegas. Came out here with dreams and aspirations. It didn't go the way I thought it would go. And so I eventually had to sleep in my car for a while I was figuring it out. But the thing is like I never felt like I was broke. I never felt poor because my mindset was set on the end goal of what I was attempting to accomplish. And, fast forward about 16, 17 years later, I've been able to create, several successful businesses. I've been able to travel the world, and really just follow my purpose and my passion. And that's educating people on the things that help me get out of that situation.
Wow. I mean, $1 and a dream. Like a lot of people think that sounds like not possible. Like, what were some of the things that you used to help you get by on $1 and a dream?
So one of the things I often, say was my work ethic. A lot of people have aspirations of being successful. People have aspirations of making hundreds of thousands or millions or just getting out of poverty. But one of the things that I'm noticing a lot of people lack is work ethic. Like I can remember going for a job at this sales company and he was on the fence about hiring me because he said my personality didn't fit the typical salesperson. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Stand on a desk, hit backflips and do all of this. And I was like, well, the reason you want to hire me because I'm going to outwork everyone. And that's always kind of been my mindset, and also leading into what else helped me through that transition was my mindset. See, there's a quote that says, when you change your thinking, that's when you'll become successful. And it really does boil down to how you think. And the reason that's important is because the process is difficult. And what do you do when you're dealing with adversity? What do you do when people are telling you no? How do you overcome your family or friends or coworkers or relatives not wanting to support you? And so you have to have a mental switch that you turn on, that you're like, you know what? I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who supports me. I'm going to put myself in a position to find those who want to support me. So my mindset was just different. And I'm going to say that between my mindset and my hard work is what helped me get through that transition.
See, that's interesting. A lot of what you're saying also applies in the music business, but I know today is culture talk because we're talking about the culture and our culture, but it all still applies.
Absolutely.
Like a question for you: what makes you think it's harder for our race to understand wealth?
So I would say there's several layers to this. One of it is some of it is systemic. What I mean by that is that, think about it. The most precious and the most expensive commodity I often say is information. Well, they say if you want to hide something from us, where do we put it? We put it in a book. And if we think back to when we were when we were kidnapped and brought to this country, it was illegal for us to even learn how to read. We're only 400 years removed from that. So some of it is systemic because we weren't conditioned to seek out information in that facet or in that capacity. Then on top of us just You know, think about it. The biggest minorities on the planet are winners. Most
Mm.
of us are used to losing. So when we're used to losing, we lack inspiration, we lack hope, we lack motivation because, you know, you ever been around someone who say, man, I can't accomplish that. And I'm like, how do you know? You never even made an attempt. You know,
Yep.
I could never make millions. How do you know? It's possible. You know, and so, or even scared to try something out and worrying about if it doesn't work. And I say, well, what if it does? And so because of the systemic, racism and things that we endure, the lack of motivation, we're not used to winning. And then we got the distractions. You know, they put out the latest craze and the latest dances and, make sure that we become more consumers versus actually, understanding the process of how to create wealth, working hard, investing in ourselves. And so there's a multitude of things. Not all of it is a fault to our own. But one thing I do say is that once you get a bit of information, now you got to implement and go out there and execute. So we really don't have an excuse now because the information is readily available. We just got to go after it.
Right. Go after it. So do you think, since we know that it's systemic and we always talk about it being systemic, right? At what point do you think we need to understand so that we can get over that? Like I hear everybody say, "Oh, it's systemic." Is it, how long are you going to blame it being on somebody else or the government or this? How long is it going to? How long is that going to be where we still blaming? What do you think we need to do to get out of that?
Well, I'm definitely with you on that we can no longer use that as an excuse because in today's society, it's never been as easy as it was even 15 years ago when I started. I mean, one of my businesses is I rent out luxury vehicles. And I tell people, if you have a vehicle in your driveway right now, even if it's your personal vehicle, and you need to make an extra $300 a month just to be able to cover your mortgage or, some basic necessities, there's sites where you can put your vehicle online and rent it out, and it will rent because there's a shortage with the car rental companies. You can go and drive Uber, you can drive Lyft. If you got to go work third shift at Burger King, you have to do what you have to do to start getting yourself out of these situations. But then not only that, within the past 18 months, the government's been throwing money at people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what have we done with it? Anytime someone comes to me and say, "Hey, Will, I have an additional $1,000. I have 500. I have 15,000. What should I do with it?" I say, go and invest in learning something that's going to help that money make money for you. It's not always about just going to hurry up and starting a business, because if you have no experience in business, statistically, 9 out of 10 businesses fail within the first 1 to 3 years. You want to learn the process of how to run a business, how to become a CEO, how to deal with your taxes, how to, do inventory. And so we got to start learning how to educate ourselves. And yes, there may be a cost with that. And we can't be scared to invest in ourselves. So yeah, we can no longer blame the man or systemic racism. We just gotta get busy and put in work. That's really what it boils down to.
Putting in the work. So basically, it's a process. We know that.
It is a process.
A lot of people talk about a lot of people in our race, in our culture. They talk about when one get up, they don't want to help the next person. How important is that to you? Because look at what you're doing. I mean, you're obviously helping people. You're putting it out there. Why do you think so many of us think that we don't want to help each other?
So I look at it at two sides of the spectrum. So one, are there people who may not necessarily reach back? Possibly. I don't concern myself with what anybody else is doing. I got enough to focus on. And so I will say there are people out there who generally are helping people. But here's the thing. Sometimes the people who are being assisted or who are being helped, because the result doesn't come fast enough, they don't look at it as help. They like, okay, I've invested in you. I invested in your program, your courses. I'm not a millionaire yet. It's been 3 weeks. And so some of it is we're not taking accountability for ourselves. We're not putting in the work, and we want it to be easy. And I have a saying, don't wish things were easy or wish you were better. And this is where working on yourself, personally developing, changing your mindset, investing in new information to put you in better situations. But I will say there are people who are out there genuinely helping. And for the people who don't want to help, then don't focus on, like I often tell people, don't focus on something you don't have any control over. If there's
Right.
enough information, I mean, they have something called YouTube University, which is free, where there's a ton of information to at least get your palate wet to getting some basic information to help you get to that next tier. And then from there, yeah, you may have to invest a little bit of money to get that next level of information. But there's definitely people out here who are reaching back and helping within our communities.
So basically, we cleared that. It takes money to make money, correct? And it also
Well,
is. Go ahead. I want to know what you
I was
think.
gonna say, yeah, there definitely is a level of investment. And when I
Mhm.
say that, it's not always investing in buying people's programs. Sometimes that investment is in yourself. You know, are you
Mhm.
investing in books to change your level of thinking? Are you
Mhm.
going to workshops? Are you going to seminars? Are you going to different networking events that's going to give you new information? So it's not always just about buying people's products and courses. Sometimes that investment starts with us, which can be the hardest investment to make because we don't see the results fast enough. It's like going
Right.
to the we've been eating bad for 30 years. We go to the gym January 1st. We don't see abs March 1st, and now we want to quit. No, that becomes a
That's close.
lifestyle. So building wealth and trying to change your financial situation, that's a lifestyle. And it could take years before you really see the results that you assume that you should have. And it just takes time and consistency.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with how you think about yourself and how you think about everything around you too. So again, like those books, what are some of the books that helped you get to that next level? So that we can kind of follow in your footsteps.
So one of the very first books that I often said changed my life was Think and Grow Rich.
That's
It really opened up my mindset to understanding that I had to think differently. Like, if you don't think you can become wealthy, you never will, because whatever you think will start to manifest. So, if you have a poor person's mentality, you will continue to stay poor. And I often say poor is an acronym standing for passing over opportunities repeatedly. So, a lot of us
mm,
are in our situations because we keep passing over opportunities that can change our outcome. So, Think and
mm,
Grow Rich was probably one of the first books. The second book was How to Win Friends and Influence People. That book
mm,
really taught me how to deal with people, because here's the thing: one of the cheat codes or the hack codes to becoming successful, whether it's in the music industry, films, entrepreneurship, is you have to know how to deal with people. Think about it. On every
I
single,
agree.
some people block their blessings because they don't know how to deal with people. You have to start removing emotion. You have to always position any opportunity so it's a win for the other person, not just always for you. You
You.
know, going back to what you asked, why is it that some people don't help? Well, some people get tired of helping people who don't value the information. I often say we always want people to put us on. Well, what value do you bring to that person for them to put you on? It almost becomes a liability as opposed to you being an asset to that person. And so, think How to Win Friends and Influence People was really something that changed my out point on how to deal with people. And then the last book, my top three would be Rich Dad Poor Dad, which really broke down the concept of how money works, having a poor person's mentality versus a rich person's mentality. You
Mhm.
know, learning how not to trade time for dollars, and being able to understand that letting my money work for itself. Every
Mhm.
that I deploy into my business is an employee. So if I deploy $5,000 into my business, I now have 5,000 employees to put myself in a position to get a minimum 2.5x on that money. And so these are principles that we were not taught in school. These are principles our parents didn't talk to us about sitting at the dinner table. And so, yeah, those books changed my life.
Wow, that's amazing. And it also inspired you to do your own books. And I think you have two books. Am I correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have two books.
my first book, Credit is King, which
Hmm.
is, like I always say, it's a manual to really getting people to understand the basics of credit. And the reason credit has been so important to me is because credit has really been one of the things. that has been a cheat code to wealth. And what I mean by that is wealthy people have understood how you make more money is using other people's money. Now, there's a certain level of discipline because
Right.
our parents have always told us that credit is bad, credit cards are the devil. And I tell people, no, they're not. It's people who's irresponsible and who have a disrespect with money, who's bad and irresponsible with credit. Because if you're bad with credit, more times, often out of none, you're bad with money, cash as
Money.
well. So understanding credit is bigger than just using it from a consumer standpoint. I teach people how to use credit to create wealth. And this is really a strategy that I learned from Robert Kiyosaki in the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. I just put my spin on it to make it more digestible and palatable for our community. And so that's my first book. And then my second book, Full-Time CEO, the ish they don't tell you. I don't know if I could use the word, but it's a book. Oh, okay. The shit they don't tell you. And it's a book that really highlights the unglamorized side of entrepreneurship. You know, a lot of people get into entrepreneurship and they hop on Instagram and they see jumping off jets and the Balenciaga shoes and the parties and the lifestyle and the chains, not knowing that person probably put in 15 years of work before they even got to that point. You know, I always say champions are made outside the ring, not in the ring. You just see them holding up the trophy in the ring, but they don't talk about the lonely nights, the sleepless days, the loss of friends. You may lose a relationship. You're going to lose money. You're going to have failed ventures. And so I talk about all of those things coupled in other things that they don't teach us about business, like understanding taxes, budgeting, setting your pricing, working on yourself, changing your mindset, your attitude. And then, of course, I weave my story in there that talked about, I don't like to say all of my failures, but all of my experiences that I've encountered to help me get to that next level. And so those are my two books.
Wow, that's amazing. Congrats to you on that. I want to also ask you too, like, how do you feel about social media now? Like, how has social media changed things for us in your mind?
Oh man, so I often tell people water can kill you or it can help you. Fire can kill you or it can help you. Social media can be a good thing or a bad thing. It's what you decide to utilize it for. And so when I hear people say, oh, I hate social media, it's all negative. No, that's because you follow negative people. You have the opportunity to change what you want your subconscious to see. And so social media has done wonders for myself and other entrepreneurs, because here's the beautiful thing about social media. You have an opportunity to get in front of millions of people globally for free. Like, think about that. People back in the day, you know, even just from a marketing standpoint in music, it cost millions of dollars to break an artist, you know, by, you know, spending advertising dollars globally. But now you start to build a buzz solely off of social media, and it can be free. And so I often tell people, if you use social media the right way, you literally can break down barriers and get in front of people, because the thing about the internet, it's people online looking for what you have.
That's true.
That's why I tell people, stop focusing on your friends and your broke relatives who don't want to support you. It's millions of people looking for you. You just got to put good information, good content, present yourself, and be likable, and people will find you. And so social media could be a gift and a curse depending on how you decide to use it.
Do you find it, for you personally, do you find it, as you rise, do you find it very challenging or hard? Because, you know, you're a Black man with a lot of knowledge. So how has it been for you? Is it easy? Or is it just real challenging?
When you say easy, which part of it?
Well, the part of creating the wealth, creating the opportunity, uh, creating the content, even. How
Great
has
question.
it been for you?
So I would say that it's not difficult. It's really just about being consistent. You know, I
Mm,
often say that if you share a good idea long enough, it'll fall on good ears. And so sometimes, like, and here's the beautiful thing about when you're creating content, people think you have to be super polished. And that's really what turns people off. People want you to be you, because when people are drawn to you, is because they see themselves in you. So I tell people all the time, Kevin, look, I'm not a great speller. I mispronounce words all the time, but would you rather say I am smart or I is a millionaire? And so the biggest thing when I'm creating content is I'm just being myself because I'm not trying to please everybody. You
Right.
know, I could be doing everything right and people still won't buy into who I am as a person, the information I provide. And even though I give away a lot of free information, people still wouldn't care. So so often say the definition of easy means it's also easy not to do. And we can't continue to use those things as excuses of, oh, I'm this and I'm that, because off camera and outside of social media, I'm actually a pretty introverted person. But I often have told myself how you grow is you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And so I just
Mhm.
continue to push myself in expanding my level of uncomfortability and being in front of the camera, being in front of the room. I mean, 5, 6, no, probably 7, 8 years ago, if it was 2 people in a crowd, I wouldn't speak. But I just had to continue to keep pushing myself, man.
That's right. That's right. Have you found it easy to sustain your friendships and relationships as you grew up, or do you still have some of the same old friends, or did you create all new rich friends?
So I definitely still have some of the same core people throughout my journey. But here's the thing, like, I have a saying, if you can't change the people around you, change the people
Thanks
around.
around you.
And so sometimes people just aren't on that path and journey with you because they don't share a vision. And I'm very conscious about protecting my energy. So unfortunately, yes, I can't be around everybody who I hung around with growing up because mentally we're not even on the same frequency. And so
Mm.
I have to protect my energy, protect my peace, protect my livelihood. I mean, I can't go to the same type of venues and places that I used to frequent just because one, I have to protect me as an individual, but I do my best that anybody who I did grow up with, family, relatives, friends, to give them the exact same opportunity, i.e., via the information, to at least help them to start changing and thinking differently. Because I'm not hanging with people based upon what they have in their pockets. I'm hanging with people based upon their character. And that's really what I focus on, in their energy and the frequencies that they emit. Because again, I need to be able to protect my energy and my peace.
That's right. That's right. Hmm. Wow. Sounds like you did a good job. Is there something that you haven't accomplished yet that you've been really, really wanting to accomplish most of your life?
Man, I have a lot of those. I often say my goal posts or my goals are always constantly moving, but one of my legacy pieces that I want to that I'm focusing on is being able to have a curriculum in some form of a schooling institution,
Mm.
because I really do believe from the credit and understanding how credit really can change your life, which is why wealthy people just had access to different information than us. That's really what separates people.
Right.
Being able to provide information to our communities, before people even go to college. So that's kind of one of the things that I'm working on. Have a few things in the works to really start off with that. But, that's definitely one of my legacy pieces. And then really just helping other people to get out of their situations, whether it's financially, whether it's mentally. Because as I often say, Kevin, when I was going through that transition, when I was standing in my car, again, I never felt defeated. I never
Mm.
felt less than. And so my thing is like, I'm always trying to just inspire people to think and feel different, and that's why I often say, like, I don't like being called a motivational speaker, because when you leave the room from being motivated, you're back to reality. But
Right.
if you're inspired, that can carry you on through a lifetime. And so, another one of my goals is really just to continue to go out there and inspire people, especially people that look like us, because we're not used to feeling good. We
Mhm.
go to places that we work we don't like. Our family may be down on us, like our financial situation may be in ruins, but that should never be a reason why you can't, go out and accomplish what it is that we've been dreaming about most of our lives. We, go home and tell our friends and family and our children, hey, these are our goals and dreams. And then one day we wake up because society or whatever, and then we just give up. No, we got to keep pressing on, and that's where that inspiration comes from, man.
Do you think that that's what you just said? Do you think that's easier said than done? Because a lot of us have this embedded low self esteem or low vibrational thoughts. How do you think we can help to get that to a higher vibration or a better self esteem?
And so one of the things that, well, one of the many things I tell people, this is where personal development comes into play. And when you are working on your personal development, that is where you start to see that difference in your vibration and your frequency. And I'm gonna actually read something to you real quick, Kevin, that
Mhm.
this is something that I share when I travel and speak. So I'm gonna give this one to y'all on the house. So
That's what's up.
when you change your thinking, you will change your beliefs. When you change your beliefs, you change your expectation. When you
Mhm.
change your expectation, you change your attitude. When you change your attitude, you change your behavior. When you change your behavior, you change your performance. When you change your performance, you change your life. That is a process. It
Yeah.
takes time. This is why it's important who you hang around. They say you hang around five broke people, eventually you'll become the sixth. This is why I say I'm very protective of my energy. See, we undervalue energy, meaning
Hmm.
sometimes we want to hang around people just because they may have money, but their energy may be whack. I want to hang with people who are going to continue to inspire me. I want to hang with people who can pour into me. I want to hang with people who want to help create opportunities collectively. And so that's how you start to change your thinking, change your attitude, change your beliefs. Then you want to start working harder and setting new goals. And like once all of those things change, that's when your life changes. But again, and this is one of the things I talk about in my book, this shit is hard. It's not going to be easy, but so is also being broke hard. So is also being lonely hard. So is also being, everything is hard. You just have to pick which hard in life that you want. And I rather work very hard at trying to become a better person and changing my outcome and my situation and how I think and all of those things.
Hmm. I hear a lot of people say that, oh, you got to live life. You got to do this. You got to do that. Well, I am living life. I'm trying to be successful, wealthy, and
For real.
I done partied already. I did all that I was supposed to do, so I'm good. So
Definitely.
I appreciate everything that you have to offer, everything that you've given to us. Once again, I do want you to make sure you let everybody know about your book. Um, the first one, the second one. Tell us where we can find you, where we can go and listen to you, where you're going to be at next. Please
Definitely.
tell us all of that.
Definitely. So you guys can go to Amazon.com and purchase both books. Credit is King, as well as Full Time CEO, the shit they don't tell you. I also have the audio versions on audible.com. So for those who are audio people, one of the things that helped me out is for years, I didn't listen to music or watch television. All I did was listen to audio books and went to websites and just soaked up information and soaked up games. So take a few minutes out your day, even if it's 20 minutes, read a chapter, listen to some audiobooks, get some new information into your subconscious. I'm very active on social media. My handle is at Mr. Will Roundtree. You can follow me across all platforms. I have a ton of video content on YouTube. I actually had 2 videos go viral back in 2018. One of them is why you should not pay your collection accounts. So
Mhm.
definitely make sure to check out that video. I have a 7-city pop-up tour that I'll be starting this summer. So you can come out, meet me in any one of these cities. The website will be going up here in the next day or so at cocktailsandcredit.com, which is where it's a free networking event where we go out to a lounge. You come into the lounge, we're going to network, you're going to meet other entrepreneurs, and I'm going to go up there and actually do a free lesson on credit, money, finances, real estate, entrepreneurship. And so make sure you check us out. Our first city is going to be Atlanta, Georgia, June 17th. Then we'll be going to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is my hometown. We'll be in Houston, Texas. We'll be in Los Angeles, California. We'll be in Washington, D.C., and then Chicago, Illinois. And then the final finale will be in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I currently reside for the past 16 years. So who don't want to miss out on an opportunity to come to Las Vegas, meet some good people, get some new game, and then just, and leave inspired. I've had people come to my events where they've left and found their new business partner. They've left and created new opportunities. And again, the event is completely free. All you have to do is show up, and it's a tax write-off for all my business owners and entrepreneurs out there.
That's what's up. Thank you, Mr. Will Roundtree. I look forward to seeing you June 17th in Atlanta because I'm here. So I want everybody to go out, check out Will Roundtree, and don't forget, just make sure that you look and listen to everything he has to say. And it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much, Mr. Roundtree.
Likewise, Kevin. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Peace.
We got a special show today. So Culture Talk, we're going to be talking to next. We're going to be talking to Miss Carla Davis, Love and Relationships, with a very special guest. I think you all know by the name of Steezo. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into some real, crucial situations about love and relationships on every aspect of everybody's lifestyle. So I'm ready when everybody else is. Y'all tuned in to Culture Talk. Hey, Miss Carla.
Hi.
And Steezo.
What's going on?
What's going on? Today,
How are you, Carla? I love your hair.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Today we're doing a special show today. We kind of combined two. This is Culture Talk Live, so you never know whatever conversation is going to come up and what we're going to talk about. So this is a special show today. So let's get right into this love and relationships, because on Sunday I know you guys have you're going to have an amazing platform and talk about this in full length with a lot of special guests. So this is like a teaser of it. This is the spice, the Steezo spice and the Carla Davis Luster spice. So we're going to get into that. And we're going to talk about that. I have no idea how you're going to start. I know the book is wonderful. So y'all jump right into it. I'm all in.
Well, I just got to say right now that I am so excited, amazed, honored for Steezo to be joining us on the panel. I mean, I've just seen all of your work. I mean, you're a songwriter. I was just reading through your bio, entrepreneur. I mean, you are founder of the tape. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, I am so honored that you are doing my show. So I wanted to start off by saying that, so thank you so much. And Kevin, thank you so much for allowing us this opportunity to talk, on your show, Culture Talk Live. And I'll start off by just telling you guys that on Sunday, we will be having a conversation just about what does love got to do with it? Love what loves you. And I have some amazing people. As you can see, Steezo, she's here with me today. We'll be just talking about relationships, the good, the bad, the indifferent, different kinds of relationships. We don't discriminate against any kind of relationship. I just, if it's working, tell me how you're doing it. And it's all based off of tell me how you do, because I need help, So it's all coming from my new novel it's called The Woman Tells, and it's merely about a couple. And I was here before telling you about it, about a couple that go through some issues and they step outside of, the marriage or whatever else. But needless to say, I'm excited to hear from all of these fabulous entrepreneurs and people such as Steezo. We have other people that are on there. We have Kevin Taylor. He's out of New Jersey. We have Stephanie Falls-War. She's out of Chicago. She's a CEO of Falls Accounting. We also have Philip Lomax Beckham III, and he does all kind of construction all over the place. So I'm surrounded by some great people. And I guess just to kick it off, I just want to hear from Steezo. Hey, what's love got to do with it?
So I'll say this: love is one of my favorite topics. I am happily married, so I definitely go through a lot in my own relationship, and I'm always helping other couples, build the strength in their relationship. So this is really cool. I think love has everything to do with it. Love is the only thing. God is love. Is love, okay? Love, literally, love is one of my favorite words. So I'm excited to be, speaking about what's going on and definitely giving the LGBT input, because I'm definitely, representing for that community. And I will say, for the people who don't know, I am what they consider the man in the relationship. We get that question a lot. Okay. So, I'm interested in actually putting out my perspective and how we do it and bridging the gap of what it's actually like, because I feel that, often you guys have no clue what goes on in our world and you don't realize that it's very similar to yours. So I'm just ready. I'm ready.
I
That's
thank you for that. Go ahead, Kevin. I'm sorry.
that's interesting that she put it like that, and I'm glad that we're able to, really focus and pinpoint on different types of relationships, different types of love, because it exists. And I think the world will be a much better place once we all realize that all love exists. So let's talk about it. Let's learn about it.
I wanted to make sure when I was given this panel that I had every type of relationship represented. That was very important to me, and I just want Stezo to know that. You know,
Yeah, thank you.
we want to, we want to hear from everybody. So on this panel, I will tell you that we have a single dad, we have a single mom, we have a pastor, we have a married woman, we have, just a variety. We have a married guy, we have single, we have Stezo that's representing the LGBT community. We have a couple people that's on there that's going to be representing that. And I just, love, once again, is what you make it. Love is, what you make it between you and that person that you are together with. And I wanted to hear from everyone, how do you get along? What are the things that happen, within all different types of relationship? How are you dealing with love as a single person? Are you dating? Are you just like being celibate and not doing anything? So once again, I wanted every type of relationship represented so that everybody could hear from everybody.
And that's groundbreaking. I must say that is so groundbreaking, because you can't really have a discussion about love without getting all sides of love, every spectrum. And I really want to just say, like, shout out to your courage, for doing, a talk like this. And I mean, I want to say too, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I'm genuinely excited even to be speaking. I saw the pastors and things on the list. One of my favorite things to do, genuinely, is to really spread the word and get a clear message out. So I'm just super stoked to be on a panel of all different ideas and backgrounds, and just, this is really big. Like, you have really stirred the pot with this one, and I know that it's gonna do well.
Yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
No, you go ahead. You the guy.
I have always been one that will start a pot. I don't, I will, if you ask me a question, it's, I'm going to try to, do it soft, but I am going to give you my honest answer, whether I agree with it, I disagree with it, or whatever else. But because I feel that so many times you have people around you, you try to seek information, or you ask them something, or just merely just people just being genuine with you,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm like, hey, there are all different kind of people out there. There are people with various backgrounds. No one should be excluded, because everyone brings something to the table. Because you don't agree with it, don't make it, good, bad, or indifferent. It's just that you have a difference of opinion, and it doesn't mean that another person can't bring their opinion to the table as well. Everyone should listen. And this, society and the world are made up of different things, different people, different aspects. So we have to learn how to, engage, and how to work together,
And learn
to
from each other.
exactly, and respect it. You don't have to do it, but respect me.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting, because in our culture now, with religion and everything else and how different it is, but now in the age of conspiracies and stuff not being what it was supposed to be, the truth is coming out and all that kind of stuff. How difficult do you think it's going to be on Sunday? You have pastors on your panel.
Okay.
That, and what is that? Okay, I want to know, like, how do you think that's going to work out?
I think it's going to work out superb. What do you think, Steve? So I think you were going to say.
I think it will, because I believe that everyone on the panel will be mature adults, and that's one thing. Like, agree to disagree, but hear the perspective. And again, like, I think sometimes when you close off your mind to, good, like, because who I love doesn't take away from the love, and I wouldn't want anyone to block their own growth by not listening to what may come out of my mouth because of who I am, because I'm going to speak truth, and I'm going to speak facts, and I'm really going to tell people what it's like to love unconditionally. And I'm going to say this, to be a part of the LGBT community and be willing to stand for it, you are loving unconditionally on a whole nother level. And I think that that's something that the heterosexual community could really benefit from. So, you know.
And let me say this, just to add to that. You mentioned, you said, how is it going to go with pastors? I think, as a pastor, pastors, they're put here as leaders, as, to help guide us. God said in the Bible, I'll just talk about that. It said, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We all fall, and we have to get back up. We all have faults. God didn't like just take one thing and say, if you do this, this is larger than this, or whatever else. If you lie, that's something that's a sin. It's no bigger than if you went and stole something. All of it is the same, and I think what the pastors are going to do is just bring the spiritual perspective on Sunday, as well as everyone will have a perspective. I'll have a perspective as a married woman. Stiza will bring the perspective, as the LGBT community. You'll have people on there giving the single perspective. So I think it'll be, and everyone on there is very mature, very professional. And so once again, as she said, we agree to disagree. However, we'll just be given a perspective. You either can take it or you can leave it, or, bring your own. We'll even take stuff through the feed.
I'm here for it. I love it. I think it'll be a good learning tool for everybody. But there's one particular thing that you said that I always hear, and this is not against anybody. I just want to bring it up for the sake of the conversation.
Exactly what you're gonna say, Kev. I can't wait.
Well, maybe. But when you talk about LGBT and same-sex love and stuff like that, we always put it in the category of no sin is greater than the other. So we still feel mentally like there's something wrong with it, and it's sinful. So if God is love, and all love is positive, how can it still be in that category? It was like, well, you do this, well, you do that, because we're talking about love. So I think that's something interesting that we need to understand too, because we still unconsciously put it in a negative category.
Yeah.
And let me say this, when I say that, I'm meaning that, whatever category we're putting everything, I'm saying that, everyone has fault. And if you're thinking that that's a fault or whatever else, look at yourself. I always say in my book, I said, start with yourself. What's going on with you? Why are you worried about this over here? And you got all this going on over here. I think that, like I say in my book, everyone brings something to the table to contribute to the outcome. Okay, so you may feel that I have this, going on with me, but you got this going on with you, and the way I'm saying it is that God don't look at us any differently. If what you're doing, a sin or not sin, he's going to look at us all the same. He loves us all the same, so all the same. So it's no difference. That's my perspective. It's no different. Cecil's no different from me, and me no different from you.
Right. So basically, Carly, you're not judging anything. You're just saying, hey, this is this is that, and you do this and you do that, and it's all good. That's what you're saying.
I don't judge anybody. I'm not the judge. God's the judge. I'm not the judge.
But again, I do believe that she's displaying all sides of love. And I believe that the conversation has to happen for the gap to be filled. I feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions, and sometimes I feel like people can be a little too sensitive when questions are asked. And sometimes questions just need answers. And you need somebody who has really, taken a dive into themselves, who can actually bring you out an answer that is fulfilling, that is believable, that you can feel the God in. They say, the truth by the way it feels. And that's why I love to talk to pastors. I enjoy truly what you have put together, because I see what's happening. I really do. And it's really groundbreaking. And I'm happy to be a part, because the way that I believe the conversations are gonna go, I feel everybody will get fed spiritually, because all of this is spiritual. Like when I tell you, man, I'm not even gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it. You guys have to pay it. Like you guys have to catch it when we do it, because seriously, the way that we're about to knock down walls is going to be monumental. And I believe that everybody, no matter what community you're in, needs to see it. So make sure you guys watch.
Absolutely. You got to tune in and you got to hear all the different perspectives. And that's the only thing to do. And you can take away from it what you will, you know. And I just asked for you to take come when you do join us on Sunday. And I'm hoping everybody will join us. We're going to be live at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, streaming on Facebook. We'll be on YouTube. So just tune in. And we are blasting out like the different ways that you can get on. However, you'll be able to, get like Cecil said, you'll get another perspective and you'll be able to get some questions answered that you may have been wondering about, and we are going to try to answer some questions coming through the feed. If you have something, we don't want to exclude anyone, although there is a panel talking. Someone on that panel probably represents you or represents you. So whatever you want to know, we're open book, and everyone that has committed to this I feel that they're dope in their own way and they can hold their own and they will give their true, honest perspective. And that's all we ask, is that just have an open mind. Just come with an open mind.
And we
come to have fun.
Love life.
You might what?
Fix your love life,
You never know.
And that's the goal. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
See, just from talking to both of you guys before on previous shows, I mean, I know I spoke to you, Carla. I think you're very direct. I love your energy. I think you're going to give it what it needs. Steezo, you as well. Speaking to you, I know your music, I know your art, and I know it's all put out there for everybody to witness. So I can't wait. I know it's The Woman Tales. Well, that's the book, The Woman Tales, but I'm going to be tuned in, and I think everybody should tune in, because I think it's time now for people to start understanding people. We all are accustomed to what we don't understand. We shy away from it, or we talk about it, or we throw something negative on it. So I think it's good. And I respect you guys. I'm glad that you're doing it. Other than Kevin said it, and somebody else got to do it too. So we're out here waiting and wanting to witness like a great conversation, because the conversation has to be had. So I'm good with it.
I was going to say, I want to say something too. So I am very open about, being in the LGBT community. I'm definitely fighting for my community, but I do want to make sure that the people tuning in catch the love. Don't get stuck behind the LGBT. Hear the love in the story. That's literally all I ask from being on this panel. I do feel like this is definitely an opportunity. So I really want to just say again, look past the LGBT part, please, and catch the love and the advice, because it'll definitely be, full of that.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And I just want to say, once again, it's going to be everyone represented. You may be a single mom. You may be married. You may have a beautiful marriage. So if you got some pointers for us to send through the feed, send them through it. Everybody needs to know everything. Single, married, LGBT, whatever it is, we're looking to hear from you through the feed, and we are excited to be bringing this to you and talking and having a live discussion, open discussion that's being presented on Sunday, this Sunday, May 23rd at 4 p.m. Central Standard.
Yes, Sunday, May 23rd. And Carla, utilize this opportunity now also to tell people about your book, to let them know, because it's still out there. So go.
Yes, it is. It is still out there. I launched March 23rd. I am so excited about it. You guys have been just showing me so much love. I ask those of you who have read it already to please go out to Amazon or somewhere, give me some feedback, give me a review. I would love to hear the reviews. The book is doing well. The online bookclub.org, they reviewed my book. They gave me 4 stars out of 4 stars. I am up for being voted on as the book of the year. So I ask you to go out there and vote on me as well. But you can find me, if just all you need to remember is The Woman Tales. That's my Facebook, that's my IG, that's my Twitter. I mean, if you type that in, you will be able to find me. And you can purchase it on my website. I do invite you to go there at www.thewomantales, Tales is TELLS.com, or on Amazon. And on my website, I do have a 30-second movie clip that kind of gives you a gist of what the book is about. It's really exciting. So I invite you to do that. And also, Kevin, I would love for Steezo to tell how to find herself as well.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, you guys can follow me everywhere at SteezoTM. SteezoTM.com is my website. That's pretty much me. I'm easy to find, easy breezy. I share and post a lot, so you'll probably, you know, catch it if you just type in Steezo TM literally on anything. I look forward to speaking with you all. This is going to be amazing. I'm super excited.
Amazing.
Also, I'll say too, I have a song out right now called Hater. It just dropped a new music video and it's really great. So I would like for you guys to see that too. But like I say, if you follow me at SteezoTM or you go to SteezoTM.com, you'll find everything you need.
She is ecstatic about this, but and I do want to emphasize: go out and get the book, The Woman Tells. It's a great read. I had so much fun talking to you previously before, and Steezo Hater is doing pretty well. I'm so happy for you. And the video, like we have that in common because I got a chance to direct the video. So I encourage everybody to go out and see it and support her as well. And I mean, let's just get it popping. Let's find out what everybody perspective on life is. I think we do that well. And Hater goes right inside with all that, Steezo. So you did a good job. And also The Woman Tells is right into all of this. So again,
do you
on
have
Sunday,
a hard copy of the book by any chance?
Do I have the hard copy of the book? I'll make sure that you get a copy. Definitely.
Okay, I want to sign one for sure. I definitely want to read it. I'm all for
Absolutely.
it. Like, I am loving you right now. I'm loving it.
I will definitely send it to you.
Play it, Steezo. Period. Do the period.
Period.
Okay.
Period.
Period.
Yeah. So shows like this is important. I think it's great that everybody get together and share their perspective because for some reason people stay away from that. That's what we do here at Culture Talk Live. That's what we do here at Heatseekers. That's what we do at New Music Day. We want to just make sure we get all the information, all the perspectives, all personalities, get everybody out there so that we can really understand each other better and we can hopefully live with each other better, you know? Because, I mean, it's so much going on. Like, the world is confused right now.
The world needs love.
Yeah.
The world needs love, right?
Love, sweet love.
Okay, we're going to
what does Angelo say? Love is a secondhand emotion. Okay.
Hey,
shout
what
out
does love got to do with it? Yeah, go ahead. Shout out
to Angelo. Yes.
Double exposure.
Oh, shout out
love you so much. You're so freaking awesome, man. Keep doing great things.
Yes.
And shout out to my team for sure.
Yes. Shout out to Double Exposure, Kevin Goins, everybody that helped put all this together. Shout out to the Heatseekers International. Shout out to Red Dread, the commissioner. And shout out to everybody else at Radio One or wherever, Lady J.
Angelo Ellaby.
Of course. You know, we're going to say Angelo Ellaby like a few times.
Oh, yeah. 100 times.
Right. Because you have to. You got to just shout out to the people that do it. So looking forward to Sunday. And you said it's from 4 to 6?
Actually, it's supposed to be an hour, but if we go over, I don't think anyone's just going to shut us down or whatever. I personally think that it's going to go over a little bit, but it's once again, it is this coming Sunday, May 23rd at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're streaming live on Facebook and come ready to have some fun, hear some perspectives, and come with an open mind because we're going to bring it.
I can't wait. I am so excited. I hope you guys out there are just as excited as I am because I am so ready for this. You're talking about talk of the century and the talk that is needed most right now. Literally, what Slove got to do with it has everything to do with it. This is going to be awesome, man. Shout out to you.
Thank you, Steezo.
That's interesting. What's love got to do with it? I know Tina Turner is going to be watching.
Oh, yeah.
She can join the conversation.
Hey, she should probably be like, I don't know how to tell these people what's love got to do with it. They're still not gonna get it. You got a whole bunch of people, so I think it's great. Steve, so that might be a good thing to put in your set. What's love got to do with it?
No,
do a little, rap.
Then I'm gonna read a passage from her book. Let it play or something in there for real.
Yeah.
For real.
We may have to, I got to get you both to come out to. I do the Bake Off. I do that networking thing, and that's in November. Maybe we can talk about getting you out there, Steezo, to perform for us. It's November 12th.
I got the tape, so I'm down.
So that would be dope.
Yeah, let's keep the thing going.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. So again, y'all, here we go. I can't wait till Sunday. So I'm just tell them again what it is, what you're doing, so that we can make sure it's embedded in everybody's head and they can tune in.
I'm gonna let you take this one, Steezo. Go ahead. Promote
Uh-oh.
Sunday.
Okay. So this Sunday, 4 to 6, we will be talking about what's love got to do with it. We will have all types of special panel members. This is going to be absolutely amazing. Make sure you tune in. It will be streaming on Facebook and everywhere else. And we will make sure that you see that link somewhere. Looking forward to speaking to you all. Shout out to Carla Davis Luster. Shout out to Double Exposure. Shout out to Heatseekers. Shout out to you, Kevin Bryant. We love you guys so much. And again, love has everything to do with it. Remember that. We'll talk to you soon.
See,
You heard it here.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, we got a few minutes. Let me just tell you this. Look. Thanks. Shout out to Red. I know he's back there doing all the things. He can even pop on if he wants to.
What's up, Red?
He there. He there. He's making all this possible. I don't know if he'll pop on, but see, there he almost came. But I will say this, Tizo, you have reached levels of change and growth that I saw in my mind, that Red saw in his mind, and I remember when I first met you through him, and I saw all of this right now, like. I mean, you about to get a talk show. I started to say a cuss word, but we don't want to say that. But you about to get a talk show. Look at that.
Come on. I mean,
so I gotta come on there and talk about that book.
Come on.
I gotta be one of your guests on the stop.
I would love it.
I'm just proud. I'm proud, and I love to hear her speak. You know, so I think this is a good thing. And hey, again, I cannot wait till Sunday.
Since Dread is here, I am so grateful for you guys, and that's I'm gonna leave it at that. But I think you guys I hope my gratitude always overflows as it should, because it does.
It does. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Stezo.
Thank you. And then again, Carla, you haven't had a chance to meet Red, the commissioner here in ATL. I mean, he headed all the Heatseekers, him, myself, Lady J Morris, and a few other people. I mean, this is really something special. So
yes,
I'm trying to egg him on at the end so he can say bye to everybody, but he produced it right now.
It's okay.
That's okay.
We gotta keep it cool.
He produced
but
it
we
right
love
now.
you, Dread. We love you.
He know that. He's cool. We have a lot of things in store. ATL, look out for a lot of new things. We got Culture Talk Live. We got Heatseekers, of course, New Music Day Live. And we also had, Red talking about love y'all. See, he gonna pop up and say love y'all. So we have all these things coming up. Please support us. Go to Heatseekers International everywhere. I am Kevin Bryant everywhere. And let's just do this. And let's have a good time. Anything else y'all want to say? Y'all, I don't get the wrap up yet. So what's up?
You don't get the wrap up yet? Okay.
Love.
We
That's
love
what
you.
it's all about.
Love.
We're gonna be talking about love. We're gonna be talking about it.
I do want to say this before we go though. I think it's really interesting, and I think it'll be good for people to know that love ain't that hard. It's not that hard to love. It's not that complex. Love is easy. Love is kind. Love is just love, period. Don't even matter. We get mad at stupid stuff, and then we don't want to speak for days, and forget all that.
Yeah.
So, love me unconditionally. Love me without conditions. Yeah. Love me for me.
With that being said, I guess we can wrap. So everybody at ATL, this is Culture Talk Live. I am Kevin Bryant. Make sure you check in on Sunday, 4:00 with Carla Davis Luster, Stezo, and everybody else is going to be up there. They're going to be talking about love, get you to love somebody or everybody or whoever you want to love. Just love, spread the word. And again, shout out to Mr. Ellaby, Angelo Ellaby. You are the best. He's love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The epitome.
The epitome of love. So with that being said, check us out next show. I don't know if it's this week or next week, but I'll be here. I am Kevin Bryant, and I am signing off. Peace out.